My precious soul, on March 28th, Archangel Michael says, I've been trying to reach you for hours. Something you don't see is about to enter your life, and if you ignore this message, you may never know the truth. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is not just another video appearing on your screen. There is a reason your eyes are reading these words at this exact moment. For hours, in the spiritual realm where time does not move like it does on earth, signals have been sent. Whispers have circled your atmosphere. Gentle nudges have brushed against your thoughts. But distractions have been loud. A noise hath been constant, and doubt has tried to block the signal. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian of divine truth, and when he says he has been trying to reach you, it means something urgent is unfolding behind what you can physically see. March 28th is not just a date. It is a doorway. There's an unseen shift preparing to enter your life. It does not rhyme with loud thunder. It does not announce itself with flashing signs. It moves quietly, strategically, precisely. And here is the shocking revelation. It has already crossed the boundary of your future and is standing at the edge of your present. You may feel restless lately. You may sense something changing but cannot explain what. You may have noticed strange timing, unexpected delays, or sudden emotions rising without reason. That is not accidental. Archangel Michael reveals that something hidden has been forming around you. Not to harm you, not to destroy you, but to reveal a truth that has been covered. For months, maybe even years, you have been walking with partial information. You believed you saw the full picture. You trusted what appeared in front of you. But heaven sees what humans cannot. There is a person connected to this shift. There is a conversation that will unlock something. There is an opportunity that seems small but carries massive spiritual weight. And if you ignore this message, you may miss the alignment window entirely. Listen carefully. The unseen thing about to enter your life is not just an event. It is exposure. It is clarity. It is revelation. Something you do not see is already moving toward your doorstep. It may look ordinary when it arrives. It may appear casual. But beneath it is truth that will change how you see your surroundings forever. Archangel Michael has been attempting to break through the noise because hesitation is dangerous right now. Delay could cost understanding. Distraction could cost insight. You have been asking for answers. Widely. In your thoughts. In your prayers. In moments when no one was around. And heaven heard you. But answers often arrive disguised as destructions. What is about to enter your life may first look inconvenient. It may interrupt your routine. It may shift your schedule. But do not reject it too quickly, because within it is the truth you have been unknowingly seeking. There is also protection in this message. Archangel Michael does not warn without guarding. He does not reveal without shielding. You are not being left vulnerable. You are being positioned. March 28th carries a spiritual marking over your timeline. A crossing point. A line drawn between what you believed and what is real. And here is the deeper layer. Someone around you does not fully expect you to awaken to this truth. There has been subtle energy around you. Words that did not fully add up. Actions that felt slightly misaligned. You noticed it, but brush it aside. Do not brush it aside anymore. This is not about fear. This is about awareness. Something unseen is preparing to step into your visible world. When it does, you will have two choices. Ignore it and continue comfortably, or look deeper and uncover what was hidden. Archangel Michael's voice carries urgency because timing matters. The spiritual atmosphere around you is shifting rapidly. The veil between what is hidden and what is revealed is thinning. And when truth surfaces, it does not knock twice. If you are hearing this, it means you are meant to be alert, not anxious, not paranoid. Alert. Pay attention to unusual patterns between now and March 28th. Pay attention to repeated words. Pay attention to sudden invitations or unexpected messages. Heaven communicates in patterns before it communicates in headlines. And understand this clearly. The unseen thing entering your life is not random chaos. It is a divine exposure designed to free you from confusion. Archangel Michael stands with his sword of clarity, not to threaten, but to cut through illusion. You have lived long enough with partial light. Full illumination is approaching. But illumination only benefits those who are willing to open their eyes. This message found you because your spirit is ready, because your discernment is awakening, because you are stronger than you think. March 28th is approaching quietly, but what it carries is not small. Something is entering your life. Something you do not see yet. Something that holds truth. And once it arrives, everything will begin to make sense. The question is, will you recognize it when it stands in front of you? Beloved one, something intensified the moment you finished hearing the last message. The atmosphere around you is not the same anymore. There is a stirring taking place in the unseen realm, and Archangel Michael is not silent about it. He says the reason he has been trying to reach you for hours is because resistance has been fighting your awareness. Something does not want you alert. Something prefers you distracted. But you are not here by accident. You may have noticed subtle interference lately. Small arguments rising from nowhere. Sudden tiredness when you try to focus. Random thoughts that pull you away from your intuition. These are not coincidences. When truth prepares to enter a person's life, confusion often tries to guard the door. But confusion cannot stand where clarity is invited. March 28th is approaching like a checkpoint in your destiny. Archangel Michael reveals that this day carries a spiritual unveiling. Something that had been hidden in plain sight will step forward, and may be connected to your home environment. It may be connected to someone you trust. It may even be connected to a decision you postponed. For hours, signals have been sent to your spirit. Gentle warnings, soft impressions, that unexplainable feeling in your stomach when something did not fully align. You tried to rationalize it. You told yourself you were overthinking. But you were not overthinking. You were discerning. Archangel Michael stands as a protector of truth, and he says clearly, the unseen thing entering your life is not arriving to harm you, but to reveal what you deserve to know. Here is information that has been withheld, not necessarily in a dramatic way, not in a loud betrayal, but in subtle omission. And omission can shape your entire path without you realizing it. This is why urgency is attached to this message. If you ignore this stirring, if you dismiss this awareness, the truth may pass quietly. And once it passes, the opportunity to understand the full picture may not return in the same form. Something is aligning behind closed doors. Conversations are happening that you are unaware of. Decisions are being considered that affect your environment. And while you are not meant to fear, you are meant to observe. Watch body language. Watch tone shifts. Watch sudden kindness that feels forced or sudden distance that feels calculated. Archangel Michael says the signs are not dramatic. They are subtle. But once you notice them, you will not be able to unsee them. There is also a deeper spiritual layer. Something unseen is not just about a person. It is about a new path trying to enter your life. A new opportunity, a new connection, a new direction. But in order for it to fully arrive, something old must be exposed. Exposure is uncomfortable, but exposure is freeing. You have prayed for clarity. You have asked for signs. You have asked heaven to show you what is real. Now the showing is about to begin. And understand this: when clarity comes, it may shake your comfort. It may disrupt routines. It may even challenge relationships. But it will protect your future. Archangel Michael have been pressing this message into your spirit because time-sensitive insight is involved. There is a window opening around March 28th, a moment where truth surfaces naturally. If you are aware, you will catch it. If you are distracted, it will look ordinary. Do not underestimate ordinary moments. Sometimes the most life-changing revelations are hidden inside casual conversations. And this is where your role becomes important. You must stay spiritually alert. You must resist the urge to ignore your intuition. You must slow down enough to notice patterns. If this message is resonating with your spirit, if you feel that quiet confirmation inside, then engage with it. Let your awareness be active. Let your discernment sharpen. And I want to speak directly to you as part of this growing community. If you feel the weight of this message, make sure you support this mission. Like this video so more souls who need this warning can receive it. Share it with someone who had been sensing something similar. Comment below what you have been noticing in your own life. Subscribe to this channel so you do not miss what is unfolding. Join the membership if you feel called to go deeper into these messages. Because what is happening here is not entertainment. It is preparation. The next layer of this revelation carries details that many people would ignore at first glance. But those who remain attentive will see the pattern forming clearly. And trust this, what is about to be revealed will connect dots you did not even realize were connected. Hold on, because what comes next will make everything you have been sensing finally make sense. Faithful heart, the veil is thinner than you think right now. What has been circling your life in silence is preparing to step forward, and Archangel Michael is standing at the edge of this moment with unwavering intensity. He says that what enters your life around March 28th will not introduce itself as a threat. It will appear simple, perhaps even harmless. But beneath its surface lies a truth that had been waiting for the right hour to rise. You have been living in a season of partial understanding. You sensed there was more to the story, more behind certain behaviors, more behind specific delays. Yet every time you tried to confront the feeling, something distracted you. Responsibilities pulled you away. Doubt whispered that you were imagining things. But you were not imagining anything. Your spirit was picking up what your eyes could not confirm. There is a presence of revelation hovering over your environment. It feels subtle, but it is powerful. Archangel Michael reveals that someone close to your daily life carries information, awareness, or intentions that have not been fully transparent. This is not meant to create fear in you. It is meant to sharpen you. When truth is hidden, it creates a balance. And heaven does not allow imbalance to continue forever. March 28th is not random. It carries divine permission for clarity. Something that has been covered will naturally uncover itself. It may come through a slip of the tongue. It may come through a document, a message, or an unexpected confession. It may even come through your own sudden realization when everything connects at once. You will feel it when it happens. There will be a shift in your body, a quiet but undeniable knowing. That moment when your heart says, "This is what I was sensing all along." Archangel Michael stands with you not to create confrontation, but to ensure protection. He is guarding your reaction. He is guarding your peace. Because when truth enters, emotions often follow. You may feel shock. You may feel disappointment. You may even feel relief. All of it will be valid. But listen carefully. The revelation is not here to break you. It is here to position you. For too long, you have operated with limited insight. You made decisions based on incomplete information. You trusted based on partial visibility. But once this unseen thing steps into your awareness, you will have power. Not power to control others, but power to choose correctly for yourself. And here is something deeper. The truth that surfaces may not only be about another person. It may also reveal something about you. A pattern you tolerated. A boundary you avoided setting. A red flag you excused. Archangel Michael says this exposure carries double vision. It reveals outward and inward realities at the same time. Do not resist self-reflection when it comes. Growth often arrives disguised as discomfort. There is also a divine urgency attached to this window. If you ignore what is revealed, if you silence your intuition again, you may repeat a cycle that was meant to end. This is why the message was pressed so strongly into your spirit. This is why the reach felt persistent. You are being offered a moment of awakening. And awakening is a gift. Even if it feels heavy at first, it is lighter than living in illusion. The unseen thing entering your life is a key that unlocks understanding, a key that opens a door you did not know was closed. And once that door opens, you cannot go back to unawareness. Archangel Michael wants you steady, grounded, calm. When March 28th arrives, do not force anything. Do not accuse prematurely. Simply observe. Let truth reveal itself naturally. It will not need your help to surface. You have been chosen to see clearly. That is why this message found you. And now, seal this moment with intention. Type "I receive divine clarity" in the comments if this message is confirming what you have been sensing. Blessing code 328 is now activated over your life. As this code is spoken, may your discernment sharpen. May your peace remain unshaken. May truth enter gently but powerfully. May protection surround your heart as revelation unfolds. And now, let this mission continue beyond just you. As this truth prepares to enter your life, understand that there are countless others standing at similar doorways of revelation. When you support this channel through super thanks, membership, or even a PayPal seed through the link in the description, you are not giving to a platform. You are sowing into awakening. Scripture declares, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." This is not just a verse. It is God speaking over this very mission. When you sow into light, you push back confusion in someone else's world. When you release your seed, you become part of another soul's breakthrough. This is your moment of response. As this message has reached you at the exact hour you needed it, let your giving become prophetic agreement. Do not hesitate when your spirit nudges you. Those who plant in obedience reap in revelation. May every seed you release return as clarity, protection, and multiplied peace over your household. Step into alignment. Activate your support. And let heaven record your obedience today. Chosen vessel, there is movement happening beneath the surface of your ordinary days. You wake up. You follow your routine. You handle responsibilities, and yet something feels different. It is subtle, almost unnoticeable to anyone else, but to you it feels like the air has shifted. Archangel Michael steps forward in this moment and says that what you are sensing is not imagination. It is preparation. The days surrounding March 28th are carrying a spiritual weight that cannot be measured by clocks. Time in the physical realm moves second by second, but in the spiritual realm, moments are layered with meaning. You are approaching one of those layered moments. Since the last message, you may have started observing more carefully. You may have replayed certain conversations in your mind. You may have thought about specific individuals and wondered if something was being concealed. This is not about becoming suspicious of everyone. It is about recognizing patterns that were once ignored. Archangel Michael reveals that the unseen thing entering your life carries two assignments. The first is exposure. The second is redirection. Exposure reveals what is hidden. Redirection moves you toward what is aligned. You cannot step fully into what is meant for you while operating under partial truth. Imagine trying to navigate a road with fog covering half your windshield. You can move forward, but your risk increases. When the fog clears, your path becomes safer, clearer, and more intentional. The clearing is what is happening now. You may notice subtle signs before the actual revelation occurs. A sudden change in someone's tone. A delayed response that feels intentional. An opportunity that appears unexpectedly, almost as if it interrupts your current plans. Do not dismiss these as random. Archangel Michael says these are tremors before the unveiling. There is also something important you must understand. Not every hidden thing is malicious. Sometimes people conceal information because of fear. Sometimes they avoid truth because they do not want conflict. Sometimes silence feels easier than honesty. But regardless of the reason, concealment creates imbalance. And imbalance cannot remain where divine clarity is assigned. You have been praying for stability. You have been asking for peace in your environment. Yet peace built on incomplete information is fragile. True peace is built on truth. That is why this exposure is necessary. You may feel resistance within yourself. A part of you may not want things to change. A part of you may prefer comfort over confrontation. That is natural. But growth never consults comfort before arriving. Archangel Michael stands as both protector and warrior. Not a warrior against people, but a warrior against deception and confusion. His presence around you right now is strengthening your discernment. You are beginning to notice what once slipped past you. You are beginning to feel what once seemed faint. This is awakening. There is also a blessing hidden within this shift. Once truth enters you, awareness, a weight will lift. Even if the truth initially feels heavy, clarity removes long-term anxiety. It ends the silent questioning. It stops the mental replaying. It brings finality to uncertainty. And with that clarity comes decision. You may need to set a boundary. You may need to adjust your expectations. You may need to release something that no longer aligns. Or you may need to step forward into an opportunity you were hesitant to accept. The unseen thing entering your life is not just about discovering what was hidden. It is about unlocking your next level. March 28th marks a threshold. Before it, you operated with limited sight. After it, your vision sharpens. Do not rush the process. Let events unfold naturally. Truth has its own timing. Archangel Michael emphasizes patience during this phase. React slowly. Observe carefully. Speak thoughtfully. There is strength in calm awareness. You are not being caught off guard. You are being prepared in advance. That alone is evidence of divine protection. Many people walk into revelation without warning. But you were alerted. You were given insight before the moment arrives. That is figure. And here is something even deeper. Once this truth surfaces, you will realize that certain delays in your life were protection in disguise. Things you once thought were setbacks were actually shields. Opportunities that did not work out were diversions from incomplete understanding. Everything begins to align when clarity enters. Right now, your assignment is simple. Stay observant. Stay grounded. Keep your spirit open but guarded. Do not share your suspicions prematurely. Do not confront without confirmation. Let revelation complete its work. Archangel Michael is not finished guiding you. The layers of this message are unfolding step by step, just as events in your life are unfolding one by one. Something unseen is about to become visible. And when it does, you will not be the same person you were before you heard this message. You are stronger now, wiser now, more alert now, and what comes next will deepen that strength even further. Steady heart. The closer you move toward March 28th, the more sensitive your spirit becomes. This is not weakness. This is sharpening. Archangel Michael is drawing your attention to the internal shifts happening within you because what is about to enter your life will require emotional balance. You may have started noticing small confirmations since the last message. Repeated themes in conversations. Familiar words showing up in different places. Even dreams that feel more vivid than usual. None of this is random. When heaven prepares to reveal something, it often sends echoes before the actual sound arrives. The unseen thing approaching your life is not rushing in chaos. It is moving with precision. Think of it as a key slowly turning in a lock. You cannot hear the mechanism clearly yet, but the door is already being prepared to open. Archangel Michael says the reason he has been trying to reach you for hours is because timing is delicate. There is a difference between reacting emotionally and responding wisely. If revelation catches you unprepared, emotion can overpower discernment. But if you are prepared, you will remain composed. This is why this message keeps unfolding in layers. You are being strengthened before the unveiling. There is something important you must examine within yourself. Where have you been settling? Where have you accepted partial effort, partial honesty, partial transparency? Sometimes we tolerate small inconsistencies because confronting them feels uncomfortable. But small inconsistencies grow into larger confusion over time. The exposure coming around March 28th is not meant to embarrass anyone. It is meant to realign you. Realignment can look like distance from someone who no longer resonates with your growth. It can look like stepping away from an agreement that felt uncertain. It can look like finally acknowledging what your intuition has been whispering for months. Archangel Michael reveals that there is also an opportunity hidden inside this exposure. Something new is waiting for space to open. But space cannot open while your hands are full of uncertainty. You have been holding on to something mentally, turning it over in your thoughts, trying to make sense of it without enough information. That mental loop is about to end. Clarity closes loops. And once the loop closes, energy returns to you. Energy you can redirect toward progress instead of doubt. There is also a protective layer over your finances, your home environment, and your emotional well-being during this shift. Archangel Michael emphasizes that this is not a season of loss. It is a season of correction. Correction protects you from greater complications later. If you feel tension building around certain relationships, do not escalate it. Simply observe. Truth does not need force. It reveals itself through consistency. Patterns expose themselves when given enough time, and time is aligning in your favor. You may feel moments of impatience. You may want answers immediately. But patience right now is strength. The more composed you remain, the clearer the revelation will appear. There is also something symbolic about March 28th. The number itself carries completion energy followed by renewal. Something closes, something opens. Something ends, something begins. You are standing at that intersection. Do not be afraid of what you will see. The fear of the unknown is often heavier than the truth itself. Once truth surfaces, even if it stings, it brings stability. Archangel Michael is surrounding you with courage. Not aggressive courage, but calm courage. The kind that allows you to face reality without collapsing under it. You will not overreact. You will not crumble. You will stand steady. And when the unseen thing steps into visibility, you will recognize it instantly. It may not shock you as much as you think. In fact, part of you will say, "I knew it." That inner knowing is your confirmation. From that moment forward, decisions become clearer. Conversations become more direct. Your path becomes less foggy. This is a turning point. But remember, turning points require participation. You must choose to accept what is shown. You must choose not to deny what is obvious. You must choose growth over comfort. Archangel Michael does not force awareness. He offers protection and guidance. The rest is your response. Right now, breathe deeply. Release anxiety. Release overthinking. You are not walking into chaos. You are walking into clarity. And clarity, even when unexpected, is a gift. What unfolds next will test your composure slightly, but it will also prove how much you have matured. You are not the same person you were months ago. Your discernment is sharper. Your boundaries are stronger. Your spiritual sensitivity is higher. Trust that. Because as March 28th approaches, the final pieces of this hidden picture are quietly aligning. And when they lock into place, you will finally see what was always there. Awakened soul, the air around you is tightening with purpose. What once felt distant is now drawing closer, and Archangel Michael is urging you to stay centered. The days are narrowing toward March 28th, and you may feel a quiet intensity building beneath your routine. It is not chaos. It is convergence. There are moments when destiny approaches softly, and there are moments when it approaches with weight. This is one of those weighted moments, not heavy with danger, but heavy with significance. Something unseen is now close enough that your spirit can almost touch it. You may notice your emotions fluctuating unexpectedly. One minute you feel calm, the next you feel unsettled without clear reason. This is not instability. This is sensitivity to movement in the unseen realm. Archangel Michael explains that when revelation draws near, your inner world begins adjusting before your outer world changes. Pay attention to your reactions this week. Are you more alert? More reflective? More aware of subtle details in conversations? That is not accidental. Your discernment is sharpening in preparation for what is about to surface. There is also something shifting in the behavior of someone around you. It may be small, a different tone, a change in routine, a slight avoidance of certain topics. Do not confront yet. Simply observe. When truth is preparing to reveal itself, it often creates micro cracks before the full opening appears. Archangel Michael wants you steady, not reactive. The power of this moment lies in your composure. If you remain calm, you will see clearly. If you rush emotionally, you may blur the details. March 28th carries a revelation, but it also carries confirmation. What you have suspected quietly will align with what is shown openly. This alignment between intuition and reality is what strengthens you. And here is something deeper. The unseen thing entering your life is not only about exposure. It is about elevation. Once truth clears the path, something greater can step forward. You cannot ascend while entangled in confusion. Perhaps you have felt delayed lately. Plans slowing down. Essers postpone. Momentum pause it. Those delays were not punishment. They were protection. Archangel Michael reveals that moving forward without full clarity would have complicated your future. So timing intervene. Now timing is shifting again. You may feel tempted to withdraw from certain interactions. That is okay. Quiet observation is wisdom. Not every thought needs to be spoken immediately. Not every suspicion needs to be shared. Let events unfold. There is strength in silence before revelation. And as you walk through these days, I want to speak to you directly about something important. If this message is aligning with your spirit, if you feel this stirring inside you, then engage with it. Like this video so others who are approaching their own March 28th moment can receive guidance. Share it with someone who have been sensing change but cannot explain it. Comment below what signs you have been noticing in your environment. Subscribe to this channel so you remain connected to these timely messages. If you feel called, join the membership and go deeper into the prophetic insights being released here. Because what is happening is not random content. It is preparation for real lives, real decisions, real turning points. And trust this, what unfolds next carries a detail that many people overlook the first time. It is subtle, but it changes everything. Keep your awareness high, because the next layer of this revelation will connect directly to something personal in your life. You will want to hear it with clarity. Archangel Michael is not only guarding you from deception. He is guiding you into alignment. There is a difference. Protection shields you from harm. Alignment positions you for growth. You are stepping into both. You may even feel a strange calm underneath the tension. That calm is divine assurance. It is the quiet voice saying, "You are ready." The unseen thing entering your life is no longer distant. It is approaching your visible world. And when it arrives, it will not shout. It will reveal. Stay grounded. Stay observant. Stay prayerful in your own way. The convergence is near. And what you do in the moment of revelation will determine how quickly your next season begins. Courageous one, you are now standing at the edge of the moment that was whispered about from the beginning. The energy around March 28th is no longer distant or symbolic. It is active. It is present. It is moving. Archangel Michael is closer than you realize, not in a way that overwhelms you, but in a way that fortifies you. The unseen is no longer just approaching. It is aligning. Over the past days, you may have noticed that certain situations feel intensified. Conversations carry more weight. Silence feels louder. Even eye contact with someone specific may feel different. These are not illusions. When truth prepares to surface, the atmosphere subtly shifts before the event itself happens. Archangel Michael reveals that what enters your life will carry a dual effect. It will expose what was hidden, but it will also expose your strength. You have underestimated your ability to handle clarity. You have doubted whether you could face certain realities. But heaven would not allow revelation if you were not capable of managing it. There is something important you must remember. The truth that appears may not be dramatic, and may not come in a loud confrontation or shocking confession. It may be simple. A sentence spoken carelessly. A detail revealed unintentionally. A realization that subtly connects past events into one clear picture. And when that moment happens, time will feel slow for a second. Your mind will rewind through memories. Your intuition will say, "Now I understand." And in that second of understanding, something inside you will settle. That settling is confirmation. Archangel Michael says the danger is not in the revelation itself. The danger would have been continuing without it. you were at risk of investing more time, more trust, more emotional energy into something that was not fully transparent. This exposure interrupts that pattern. You may feel a mix of emotions: relief that your intuition was right, disappointment that you had to discover it this way, strength rising as you realize you are no longer blind to it. Allow those emotions to pass through you without controlling you. There is also an element of choice attached to this moment. Once you see clearly, you must decide how to respond. Not react. Respond. Reaction is impulsive. Response is intentional. Archangel Michael encourages you to pause before speaking. Let the truth sit in your awareness. Let it breathe. You do not need to confront immediately. You do not need to announce your discovery. Sometimes the most powerful move is quiet adjustment. There is power in silent boundaries. Once clarity enters your life, you may naturally begin to shift your energy. You may reduce access. You may limit certain conversations. You may redirect your focus towards something more aligned. This is not revenge. This is wisdom. And here is the deeper revelation. The unseen thing entering your life is not just about one person or one situation. It is about a pattern breaking. A cycle that has repeated in different forms over the years is now reaching its conclusion. Perhaps you have encountered similar dynamics before. Trusting too quickly. Ignoring subtle red flags. Hoping things would improve without direct evidence. This time is different. This time, awareness came before damage. That is growth. Archangel Michael stands not only as protector but as witness to your evolution. The fact that you were warned in advance means your discernment has matured. You are no longer the version of yourself that walked blindly into confusion. And once this exposure completes its work, something new will begin to form. Space will open. Energy will return to you. Opportunities that once felt blocked will begin to move. Clarity removes invisible barriers. Do not underestimate how much this moment will free you internally. Even if nothing dramatic happens externally, the internal shift alone will change your trajectory. There is also peace attached to this revelation. Not immediate celebration, but steady peace. The kind that comes from knowing you are no longer guessing. March 28th marks a dividing line. Before it, uncertainty lingered. After it, awareness leads. Archangel Michael wants you to walk forward without bitterness. Exposure is not permission to become hardened. It is permission to become wiser. You will handle this with grace. You will process it with maturity. You will move with discernment. And as you do, you will feel something surprising. Confidence. Because when you can face truth without collapsing, you discover how strong you truly are. The unseen is becoming seen. The hidden is becoming clear. The fog is lifting. And you are standing steady as it does. What unfolds next will not only confirm what you sensed, it will reveal why this timing had to be exact. Resolute spirit. The moment of unveiling is no longer ahead of you. It is here. The shift that Archangel Michael warned you about has crossed into your present reality. Whether it arrived through a quiet realization, an unexpected message, a subtle confession, or a detail that suddenly connected every unanswered question, the truth has now taken its place in your awareness. And notice something carefully. You are still standing. You did not collapse. You did not lose control. You did not react in chaos. Instead, there is a strange calm inside you. That calm is not denial. It is confirmation that you were prepared before this arrived. Archangel Michael says this is what happens when heaven warns before revealing. You are not shocked because your spirit already sensed it. The unseen thing that entered your life did not ambush you. It confirmed you. Look at how far you have come. In the past, a moment like this might have shaken your foundation. It might have caused emotional storms, sleepless nights, or impulsive decisions. But now, there is steadiness in you. There is awareness without panic. This is growth. The truth that surfaced may not even be dramatic to outsiders. To someone else it might seem small, but to you, it explains patterns. It clarifies inconsistencies. It validates your intuition. Perhaps someone revealed more than they intended. Perhaps you discovered information that had been quietly withheld. Perhaps you simply saw behavior for what it truly was, without the filter of hope blurring it. Whatever form it took, it carried illumination. Archangel Michael emphasizes that this illumination is not meant to isolate you. It is meant to elevate you. Now that you see clearly, you have the power to adjust wisely. You may choose to confront gently. You may choose to step back quietly. You may choose to realign your priorities. None of these are acts of weakness. They are acts of discernment. There is also something else happening beneath the surface. As one truth closes a chapter of confusion, a new door begins to open. You may not see it fully yet, but space has been created in your life. Space for healthy connections. Space for clearer opportunities. Space for alignment. Confusion occupied more room in your life than you realized. Now that it has been removed, you will feel lighter. And here is the deeper revelation Archangel Michael wants you to understand. This was not only about exposure. It was about identity. You needed to see how strong you have become. You needed to witness your own evolution. You are no longer easily misled. You are no longer afraid of clarity. You are no longer dependent on partial truths to feel secure. That is transformation. There may still be conversations ahead. There may still be adjustments to make. But those actions will come from wisdom, not emotion. March 28th has now marked you. Not with fear, not with loss, but with awakening. Take a quiet moment and reflect on what you sensed before this happened. Remember how uncertain you felt. Remember the subtle warnings you almost ignored. And now see how they were guiding you. This is divine alignment at work. Seal this moment with intention. Type "I walk in truth" in the comments if you feel the shift has already begun in your life. Blessing code 828 is now activated over your path. As this code is spoken, may every hidden confusion dissolve from your surroundings. May every future decision be guided by clarity. May your intuition remain sharp and your heart remain guarded in wisdom. And now understand something powerful. Just as this message reached you before your turning point, there are others standing at their own unseen thresholds right now. When you release a super thanks, step into membership, or so through the PayPal link in the description, you are not supporting a channel. You are igniting revelation in someone else's life. Scripture says the light of truth cannot be hidden under a covering. When you give, you lift that covering for another soul. This is your moment to respond prophetically. Do not let this be passive agreement. Let it be active participation. As you sow into this mission, you become a vessel of illumination. And the same clarity that protected you will flow into your household multiplied. Heaven records obedience, not hesitation. Step forward in faith. Activate your support. And let your seed become someone else's awakening. The cycle of confusion has ended. The cycle of clarity has begun. And what unfolds next will reveal why this exposure was only the first layer of something even greater preparing to enter your life. Steadfast one, now that the truth has surfaced, you may think the intensity is over. But Archangel Michael says this is where the deeper transformation begins. Revelation is not the final step. It is the doorway. What you choose after clarity determines the direction of your next season. You have seen what was hidden. You have felt the confirmation settle inside you. But now comes the sacred responsibility of alignment. This is not about changing others. It is about adjusting yourself according to what you now know. There is a quiet power in this stage. It is less dramatic, less emotional, but far more significant. The first wave was exposure. The second wave is repositioning. You may already feel it happening. Your energy toward certain people has shifted. Your desire to engage in certain conversations has lessened. Your tolerance for inconsistency has narrowed. This is not coldness. This is clarity reshaping your standards. Archangel Michael reveals that many people receive truth but fail to reposition. They acknowledge what was revealed, yet continue behaving the same way. That is how cycles repeat. But you are being called to break the pattern completely. There is something different about you now. You are observing without attachment. You are listening without naivety. You are present, but not entangled. This is maturity. You may find yourself withdrawing slightly to process everything internally. That is wise. Silence allows integration. Do not rush to explain your shift to others. Let your actions speak over time. There may also be subtle resistance from those who benefited from your previous unawareness. When you begin setting boundaries, some may question it. When you stop overextending, some may feel uncomfortable. But remember, boundaries do not require permission. Archangel Michael stands firmly beside you in this repositioning. He says that your future alignment depends on your willingness to honor what you now know. If you ignore the clarity and revert to comfort, you will delay your elevation. But if you adjust courageously, momentum will return quickly. There is also an unseen blessing attached to this obedience. Once you align with truth, doors that felt stuck will begin to open. Opportunities that once felt distant will start moving closer. It will not feel forced. It will feel natural. Because clarity removes internal conflict. Think about how much mental energy was spent questioning, wondering, second-guessing. That energy is now free. Free to build. Free to focus. Free to create. Archangel Michael reveals that what is about to enter your life next is directly connected to the space you just cleared. If confusion had remained, this next opportunity would have been distorted. But now, it can arrive cleanly. Pay attention to invitations over the coming days. A conversation about a new project. A chance to collaborate. An idea that resurfaces with stronger clarity. These are not random developments. They are alignment responding to your obedience. You may also notice an increase in inner peace. Not excitement, not hype, but steady peace. The kind that allows you to sleep without overthinking. The kind that silences unnecessary anxiety. That peace is confirmation that you handled revelation correctly. There is something else Archangel Michael wants you to understand. The exposure you experienced was not just about protecting you from deception. It was about preparing you for responsibility. As you move forward, you will be expected to operate at a higher standard. No more ignoring red flags. No more explaining away inconsistencies. No more settling for partial effort. You are stepping into a season where alignment must be mutual. And here is the most powerful shift of all. You are no longer afraid of losing what is misaligned. That fear used to keep you tolerating things longer than necessary. But now, you understand that what leaves creates space for what fits. This is liberation, Archangel Michael says the next phase of your journey will move faster than the last one. Once repositioning is complete, acceleration begins. But acceleration only works when direction is clear. Your direction is becoming clear. Do not rush the final adjustments. Let conversations happen naturally. Let distancing occur gracefully if needed. Let new opportunities approach without desperation. You are not chasing anything now. You are aligning. And alignment attracts. The unseen thing that entered your life was truth. The unseen thing preparing to enter next is expansion. You are not just being protected. You are being elevated. Stand firm in your clarity. Walk confidently in your adjustment. And watch how quickly your environment begins to reflect your new standard. The next movement will reveal how powerful your obedience has truly been. Determined soul, you are now witnessing the shift that follows obedience. The exposure has happened. The repositioning has begun. And now the atmosphere around you is responding. Archangel Michael says this stage is subtle but powerful. It is where heaven starts rearranging what you could not rearrange on your own. You may have already sensed a difference in your environment. Conversations feel lighter. Certain tensions have dissolved without confrontation. Some people may have naturally created distance. Others may be approaching you with unexpected respect. This is not coincidence. When you align internally, your external world adjusts. There is a quiet authority forming around you. Not loud dominance, not pride, but grounded confidence. You are no longer operating from uncertainty. You are moving from awareness. And awareness carries weight. Archangel Michael reveals that many people stop at revelation, but few step into transformation. You did not just see the truth. You adjusted to it. That adjustment is what unlocked this new momentum. Pay attention to the ideas that are surfacing in your mind now. New strategies, fresh goals, a renewed desire to build something stronger. These thoughts are not random inspiration. They are evidence that your mental space has been cleared. Confusion drains creativity. Clarity fuels it. You may also notice that your tolerance for distraction has decreased. Things that once consumed your attention now seem irrelevant. Drama feels exhausting instead of engaging. This is a sign of elevation. March 28th marked exposure, but this period marks acceleration. There is something Archangel Michael wants you to guard carefully during this time. Do not slip back into old patterns out of familiarity. Just because someone acts improved does not mean you should ignore what was revealed. Let trust rebuild slowly, if at all. Let consistency prove sincerity. You are not being called to hold grudges. You are being called to hold standards. And as you hold those standards, doors will begin opening that match your new level. This is also the moment where your voice matters. If this message has guided you, if it has confirmed what your spirit was already sensing, then let your engagement help someone else find clarity. Like this video so it reaches those who are standing at their own turning points. Share it with someone who has been struggling with uncertainty. Comment below how your perception has shifted since hearing this message. Subscribe to stay connected to these timely revelations. If you feel led, join the membership and go deeper into this journey of discernment and growth. Because what is happening here is not just about one person's story. It is about awakening a community to live with awareness instead of assumption. And listen carefully to this. The next development in your life will require decisiveness. An opportunity is forming that aligns with your corrected path. But opportunities do not wait forever. When it appears, hesitation could delay your progress. Archangel Michael says you will recognize it because it will feel clean. It will not require you to compromise your standards. It will not carry hidden tension. It will align naturally with your renewed clarity. This is the reward of obedience. You chose truth over comfort. Now alignment chooses you. There may still be small emotional waves as you fully detach from what was misaligned. That is normal. Closure is a process, not a switch. But notice how those waves are less intense than they would have been before. You are stronger now. You are not reacting from fear. You are responding from wisdom. And that wisdom is attracting better connections. Conversations with depth. Opportunities with transparency. Relationships with mutual respect. Do not shrink your standards to make others comfortable. Let your growth inspire those who are ready and distance those who are not. Archangel Michael stands as witness to your evolution. He says this season will be remembered as the moment you stopped tolerating confusion and started demanding clarity. And from here forward, your life will move with more intention. There is one more layer to this transformation that you must understand. The exposure was external, but the expansion is internal. Your confidence is stabilizing. Your intuition is stronger. Your boundaries are clearer. You are no longer easily swayed. The next step will reveal just how much this inner shift has prepared you for what is coming. Stay alert. Stay grounded. Because the opportunity about to enter your life will test your readiness to move without doubt. Focused warrior, you have crossed through exposure, alignment, and acceleration. Now you are standing in the proven ground of your transformation. Archangel Michael says this is the stage where everything you have learned will be quietly tested, not to make you fail, but to prove that you have truly changed. An opportunity is forming around you. It may not yet be fully visible, but you can sense movement. A door is slightly open. A conversation is leaning in your favor. An idea you once doubted is returning with stronger structure. This is not random timing. This is the result of the clarity you accepted. But here is the deeper layer. When new alignment approaches, old patterns often attempt one final pull. You may notice someone from your past trying to re-enter your space. You may see behaviors temporarily improve from someone who fears losing access to you. You may even feel nostalgia attempting to soften your boundaries. This is the test. Archangel Michael stands firm and says, remember what was revealed. Do not romanticize confusion just because it feels familiar. Familiar does not mean aligned. Familiar does not mean safe. Familiar does not mean meant for you. Growth requires consistency. You have worked too hard internally to slip backward emotionally. The exposure you experience was not meant to create temporary awareness. It was meant to establish permanent discernment. And now, the opportunity forming in your life will require decisive confidence. It may involve stepping into leadership. It may involve accepting a new responsibility. It may involve relocating your energy towards something that demands more of you. At first, you might question whether you are ready. That is natural. But Archangel Michael says readiness is not the absence of fear. It is the presence of clarity. You know what misalignment feels like now. You know what confusion feels like. And this new opportunity will not carry those signals. It will feel stable, direct, honest. Pay attention to the difference. The peace attached to this next step will be unmistakable. It may stretch you, but it will not drain you. It may challenge you, but it will not confuse you. This is how you will know it is aligned. There is also something powerful happening inside your character. You are no longer seeking validation from those who withheld transparency. You are no longer chasing explanations from people who avoided honesty. You have detached from the need to convince anyone of your worth. That detachment is freedom. Archangel Michael reveals that your spiritual authority has increased. Not authority over others, but authority over your own decisions. You are no longer easily influenced by emotional manipulation. You are no longer persuaded by temporary charm. You are anchored. And when a person becomes anchored, opportunities that require stability begin to appear. In the coming days, you may be asked to make a choice quickly. It may involve trusting your judgment without excessive consultation. This is where you must rely on the clarity that has already been proven. Do not overanalyze what feels peaceful. Do not complicate what feels straightforward. There will also be a quiet confirmation in your body, a sense of calm focus. When you feel that move, Archangel Michael emphasizes that hesitation can sometimes disguise itself as caution. But there is a difference between wise patience and fear-based delay. You have already practiced patience during exposure. Now you must practice courage during expansion. You may look back at who you were before March 28th and barely recognize that version of yourself. That person tolerated uncertainty longer. That person ignored subtle warnings. That person doubted intuition. Now you act differently. You observe sooner. You decide faster. You protect your peace intentionally. This is evolution. And as this new aligned opportunity steps fully into view, you will realize something profound. The unseen thing that entered your life was not disruption. It was preparation for this exact moment. If confusion had remained, you would not have recognized this door. If misalignment had continued, you would not have felt confident enough to step through it. Everything was connected. Archangel Michael says the final layer of this journey is activation. You have seen truth. You have repositioned. You have guarded your standards. Now you must act. The next move will not come with loud announcements. It will come quietly. But when it does, you will know. And when you move forward without doubt, you will feel the full weight of what this entire season was preparing you for. The final revelation will confirm why every warning, every delay, and every exposure had to happen exactly when it did. Victorious soul, this is the moment everything hath been leading toward. What began as a warning has now become a testimony. Archangel Michael says you are no longer the person who first heard the urgent call. You have walked through exposure. You have embraced clarity. You have repositioned your life. And now you are standing in activation. Look at what has happened. The unseen entered your life, and instead of destroying you, it revealed you. It showed you your strength. It exposed your growth. It proved that your discernment is no longer fragile. The truth you uncovered did not break your future. It protected it. And now, the opportunity that followed clarity is standing before you. It may look simple on the outside. It may not appear dramatic to others. But to you, it feels aligned. It feels clean. It feels different from what you tolerated before. That difference is everything. Archangel Michael reveals that this was never just about discovering hidden information. It was about preparing you to handle greater responsibility. If you had stepped into this new season without clarity, you would have carried confusion into it. But now you walk in with awareness. There is authority in your posture now. You do not beg for honesty. You expect it. You do not chase explanations. You evaluate actions. You do not ignore intuition. You honor it. This is transformation. And understand this clearly. The warning that came on March 28th was mercy. It was heaven interrupting a potential cycle before it repeated again. It was protection disguised as urgency. You may now see how certain delays saved you, how certain revelations freed you, how certain endings created room for something far more aligned. This is divine orchestration. Archangel Michael stands as witness to your obedience. When truth surfaced, you did not deny it. When clarity challenged you, you accepted it. When alignment required courage, you stepped forward. That is why what is entering your life now carries blessing. It carries peace without tension. It carries opportunity without manipulation. It carries connection without hidden motives. You earned this alignment through discernment. There may still be moments when the past tries to whisper. Memories may resurface. Old emotions may attempt to revisit. But they no longer control you. They are reminders of who you used to be, not who you are now. You are no longer reachable by confusion. And that is the final revelation. The unseen thing that entered your life was truth. The unseen thing that follows it is favor. Favor that protects your decisions. Favor that guides your timing. Favor that aligns you with people who operate with integrity. Archangel Michael says this is a season of clean beginnings. Not rushed beginnings. Not chaotic beginnings. Clean beginnings. And as you step fully into this new chapter, seal it with declaration. Type "I step into divine alignment" in the comments if you receive this confirmation. Blessing code 1228 is now activated over your future. May your path remain clear. May deception never again find comfort in your presence. May your discernment stay sharp and your peace stay guarded. May every door that opens from this point forward reflect truth. Now hear this final call. As this message reached you at the exact hour you needed clarity, there are others still standing in confusion, praying for a sign. When you release a super thanks, step into membership, or so through the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding content. You are lighting torches in dark places. The word declares that when seed is sown in good ground, it multiplies beyond measure. This is that ground. This is that moment. As God has reached you through this message, let your response become someone else's rescue. Say within yourself, "I will be the reason another soul finds truth." Do not delay obedience when heaven prompts generosity. Every seed you release becomes oil that keeps this light burning. And as you give, may open heavens answer you with protection, increase, and divine acceleration. Step forward now. Activate your support, and let your obedience echo into eternity. The warning has fulfilled its purpose. The truth has done its work, and you are walking forward stronger, clearer, and aligned. This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your highest standard.